Hey, I'm Father Roderick, and there is big news. In 2023, we will see the return of LEGO Indiana Jones. I'm Father Roderick, aka the Brick Priest. Welcome to my channel. Make sure to subscribe to get updated whenever I post new videos or whenever I do live builds, which I do all the time. So, I'm so excited about next year. I was at the Star Wars celebration in Anaheim a couple of weeks ago, and during the first panel, to my great surprise, Harrison Ford enters on stage to announce the release date of the 5th Indiana Jones movie, in which he's starring, and that we will have in theaters on June the 30th. It is so cool that we get new Indiana Jones adventures. And of course, with every new movie, there's going to be new merchandise, and I was so excited to learn that LEGO has reacquired a deal with Lucasfilm to bring back Indiana Jones and his fellow minifigure characters in new sets. And I want to show you, well, obviously I can't show you the new sets because they're not out yet, but we have a very detailed description of at least 3 of those new sets, and I want to show you on which scenes they are based. And then there are a few mystery sets that will be revealed later on, but I just couldn't stop myself from sharing already what we know. So I made a short slideshow where we can take a look at what will be among these new sets. So the first set is going to be based on the famous chase of Indiana Jones and his father by a German airplane. And of course, you know that scene. The thing is, there is already a LEGO set, or there was because it's not available anymore, and that would be set 7198, which is from 2009. That's already how long ago it was when we had the last few Indiana Jones LEGO sets. And that one showed the first part of that chase, where Indiana Jones and his father are in an airplane and they're being chased by this German plane. I don't even know what it was called. I think it was a P-2 plane. And that set was pretty good, although a bit rudimentary. But apparently this new set is going to be the same chase. However, if you watch the movie, if you remember the movie, once the Indiana Jones and his father are on the ground, they continue by car in a Citroën car. And let me show you the next slide, if I can. By the way, I probably have to push a button here. Yeah, there you go. So this is the scene on which the new LEGO set will be based. So we will get that plane, and it's going to be an updated version of the plane that we got in the 2009 set, but it also is going to feature a car, the Citroën car, and of course the minifigures of Indiana Jones and his father, as well as the pilot. So we get at least 3 minifigures. It's very cool. So let's take a closer look at the original scene, or at least the plane that is featured in the original chase. This is the plane that we will get. And I'm pretty sure that the LEGO version is going to be much better than the existing one. Let's go to the second new rumored Indiana Jones LEGO set. This is going to be a scene from the first movie, and it's going to be another scene that features the escape from the lost tomb. This, of course, is that whole sequence where Indiana Jones is lowered into a pit with, snakes. Why does it have to be snakes? And he is looking for the Ark of the Covenant, which also the Nazi soldiers are after, because they feel that Ark, that object, that sacred object, will have mysterious supernatural powers that they can use for their warfare. And so the new set is going to be a bit like this one. Although, again, if you look at this build, you can tell it's from 2009. and Lego has gone up so much in build quality, overall, representation of these movie sets. I think the new set will probably look a lot better. And let me show you the exact scene that you all remember from the movie, where Indiana Jones and another guy are lifting the Ark of the Covenant with the help of two big poles up from the encasing in which it was hidden from view for many centuries. And then they take it back to the room with the snakes, and then they lower a rope, and that's how the Ark of the Covenant gets above ground. And then, of course, the Nazis arrive and they take over the Ark of the Covenant. So what I hope we will see is not just the temple, and I do hope that they're going to do maybe like a special piece for the Ark of the Covenant, because the original one was, it was okay, but I feel like you really had to know that it was supposed to represent the Ark of the Covenant. I hope they're going to do a custom piece, because it's such a central element of that first movie. Maybe they can do something like a chest that you could even open. That would be really cool. And then, of course, it will have some minifigures. We'll have a mummy. And from what I've read, it won't have those big stickers that you see in the original 2009 set, or actually the set is from the original Lost Tomb set is from 2008. So again, I think they can do a terrific job with this. The third set is going to be a much bigger set, and that one is going to be based on the second movie, the second Indiana Jones movie, second at least in production. However, the events of the second movie take place before the events of the first Indiana Jones movie. It gets very complicated. And of course, it features that very scary Temple of Doom. Now, the existing set from 2009, set 7,199, was a massive set. Not that much in terms of the overall, temple itself, but it looked very big because it had that the system of rails with the two little cars, mine carts, that you could move up and down. And of course, that is a very cool action scene in the movie. However, from the looks of it, this new set, this new version, will be much more focusing on the Temple of Doom itself, that infamous huge hall, underground cave where you have that pit of fire, and then the grill where they can lower people to sacrifice them, and you would have the high priest or whatever it is. That set in the movies looked nothing like the Lego set from 2009. Let me show you what it actually is supposed to look like. Well, this is the movie version, so you can totally imagine a remake of this set, which will look much more like this. Even color-wise, I would love to have something that has lava, or at least a suggestion of that. Apparently, this set is also going to feature one of those light bricks, which will be used for lighting, like the Sacred Stone or whatever. I have to rewatch this movie. And there will also be the mine carts, but this time the rails will, or the railway track will, or the mine track will go, I think, around the set. So it won't be this extended thing that makes the whole build so unwieldy. I think it will look a bit more compact, and again, I hope it will reflect this original scene in the movies so much more. And then, of course, so that's the three sets that we know about. The cheapest one is going to be the one with the plane and the car, and then it gradually has more stones or more bricks, and the price will also get bigger. There will be an even more expensive set, which is going to be, I think, around like 150, 160 euros. Probably also same thing with dollars, because we have currently, as I'm recording this, parity between the dollar and the euro. And well, most fans assume that it's going to be one of those sets based on the third Indiana Jones movie, or actually the fourth, I should say, the Crystal Skull, which in itself is not many's favorite Indiana Jones movie, but it does feature some very cool scenes and action scenes that I think would be very very appropriate for a Lego set. So maybe something about the final scene with the UFO, or I don't know. I hope it's going to be a cool set. And then obviously we're going to have a couple of sets that are based on the next movie that we know nothing about. The only thing we know about the next movie and the way it will look is what we've seen during the Star Wars Celebration when they put the poster, this slide up on the screen where you see the silhouette of Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones walking definitely underground somewhere on a bridge, or it's kind of hard to see, and then you have the light shining from above. It evokes totally the atmosphere of an Indiana Jones movie, classic Indiana Jones movie, but you can bet that there will be a couple of scenes from that movie that will feature heavily in the lineup that LEGO has in store for us. So that is what we know so far. I know it's not much, but at least it's something, and I am so excited that we're going to get this fellow back in LEGO form. Although, I mean, this is one of my favorite minifigures. It's so cool. The face, like the scruffy looking Temple Raider with his whip. The colors, everything is so perfect already about this minifigure that, for me, they don't have to improve on that. I think it's amazing, but I would love to see more minifigures, also from the existing films that may be added to the ones that are already out there. Let me know in the comments what you hope these mystery sets will portray. If there is another scene from one of the existing movies that you would love to see turned into a Lego set. To wrap things up, I want to show you one last thing, and that is, of course, as with everything, there are some great MOCs that are already out there that give us an indication of maybe what LEGO will bring to the market later on. This is an amazing set of MOCs made I think a couple of years ago, and of course you've got this first scene with the famous, where Indiana Jones is running for his life, being chased by that big boulder, and here's a close-up of that scene. I mean, I would love to have just this set. If they can do something like a little diorama, like they do now with the Star Wars dioramas, I think that would be perfect for the Indiana Jones franchise. Then there is this one where it's another classic scene where Indiana Jones is trying to jump over a chasm in order to get to that little golden statuette from the beginning of the first movie. And here he is, and you even have that golden statue. This is such an iconic scene. Again, it lends itself very well to the diorama approach, which also would make it more affordable because these are slightly smaller sets. And then you've got this final one, again with a close-up where, he barely made it over some chasm that he was jumping over, and he's holding on to this vine, struggling to pull himself up. I love these creations, and you can bet that LEGO has been looking at what the fans have been building over the years. And as we've seen with a lot of current sets, they do listen to the fans. They do look at what is popular. And the Ideas series, of course, is a great example of that. I hope they're going to do this as well for the Indiana Jones series. All right, that was it. Make sure to subscribe to this video, well, not to this video, but to this channel. Make sure to give this video a like if you want to do I can't speak anymore. If you want me to do more of these news-oriented videos, they're a lot of fun to make, and I love to share with you my enthusiasm for LEGO. So give this one a thumbs up if you want me to do more, and I hope to see you maybe in the chat during one of my live builds. All right, I'm signing off. I'm Father Roderick. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.